Hello and good day. Today we are with the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Enugu State on Revenue, Honorable Adenike Okebu. We're going to be talking about taxation, taxes, multiple taxation, and all of that. We want to be really educated on what exactly is going on when it comes to taxation in Enugu. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Taxes are unique. Nigeria in particular practices a dual tax system where both the federal government and the state government are allowed to actually tax or institute tax or govern tax, as it were. Also the local government. So it's like 3 tiers. So in Nigeria, according to the tax laws, we have taxes that are to be charged by the federal government, some state government, and then some by local government. Specifically for federal government would be company income tax, just like when you register your business with the CAC. The federal is in charge of CAC. So every registered company in Nigeria has to file their company income tax to the federal government. Also, all taxes relating to petroleum, because this is an exclusive commodity to the federal government, taxes on export and imports, just like customs and excise duties, those ones are fully for the federal government. However, at the state level, we have personal income tax, so taxes that are deducted from people's salary working within a particular state is due to the state government. We have also things like purchase tax, tenement rates, and so on. It's due to the state government. And also one that is very close to the state government is the local government taxes. There are some taxes that are peculiar to local governments, like for example, market stallage and all other little taxes here and there, bicycle, radio licenses, TV licenses, just like we have in the Western world. So these ones are for the local government. So basically, you cannot conclude that any state is into maybe double taxation until you're able to understand the tax education and how our tax system and how it works. So if you're able to identify that this thing I'm being asked to pay for right now is actually a federal government tax, and then this is for the state government, at least that would help you to now know where you're supposed to go to actually find out what you're supposed to be paying and all that.
But for the person on the street, the person, this woman that opens a shop and is complaining about like, oh, in Enugu State we are being taxed a lot. What exactly is happening? Is it a situation of also you haven't been paying your taxes, or what exactly is going on in that space?
Okay, coming down to Enugu State, I think at the very beginning of this administration, what we found out was a very lenient government. Permit me to say lenient government because literally it was a COVID era. A bit of that past administration was COVID era where most of the state governments actually gave pardon to taxes being paid, and then because of the hardship, the economy, most people lost their job. So people were still in their post-COVID era when we came in. So when we came in, what we found out as, for example, like market stallage, which is due to local governments and even the state government, was totally like free for everyone, and that explains the kind of infrastructure and development that you actually meet on ground, because you wouldn't have expected that the state government would be able to deliver infrastructure and projects with the little that they get from the federal government. So it was a case of being ambitious about what quality of life should be given to the people of Enugu State. So for the woman out there that owns a shop and is saying taxes is a lot, this is a woman that in 2020, 2021, 22, 23 paid absolutely no tax. And then someone just shows up and says, now you need to pay 30,000 naira per annum, actually. So the first thing first is not the 30,000 naira that is outrageous. It's the fact that I never used to pay anything. Now you're asking me to pay 30,000 naira. And if we break it down really, this 30,000 naira you're being asked to pay, it covers a whole year. If it comes to monthly, you're paying pretty much less than 1,500 naira per month as tax. And this 1,500 naira actually covers the local government stallage. So what Enugu State has done is to consolidate, because one of the challenges we had was people complaining of double taxation. So we had a meeting with all of the local governments, and then we had a revenue harmonization retreat where we said, local government, bring everything that you charge, state government, bring everything that you charge to various businesses, eliminated those that we think were unnecessary or were double taxation, and then came out with one demand notice for street shops and for markets. The informal sector was totally ignored before now. So, and in every economy, where you get the revenue to develop the state, it's actually mostly from the informal sector, because those ones are not captured in the tax net. The formal sector, everybody that does a 9 to 5 would actually pay, so those ones are covered. So 80% of the population are into the informal sector and they are not covered. So what we did was to consolidate and say, okay, for your business on the street shop, for example, we looked at everything that used to be paid before. Mind you, what has happened is the state was not coordinating this centrally before. So while there was tax holiday for all informal sector during those times, the local government will still give them tickets and they were paying those local government taxes. And those things, most of them were going into personal pockets. It wasn't being remitted to the center. So the first thing was to implement a central tax system for Enugu State to say everything coming in at the local government level, at the state level, everything will now come into the one single TSA of the state. So there's transparency, there's accountability, and then this monies what is due to local government can be split to local government, what is due to the state can be split to the state, and we no longer run risks of revenue loss, and then we can deliver value. And the GDP that His Excellency has promised to move from $4 billion to $30 billion would actually be practicable. If you see the revenue numbers have jumped from less than 30 billion that we met to about 180 billion in 2024, and now in 2025 400 billion plus, and we're targeting 870 billion in 2026. This is not because people are being extorted. The major driver here is that there is transparency and collection into a central account. Say, for example, a housing development corporation before that maybe carries out development of an estate and sells these estates. What has happened in the past is where Housing Development Corporation collects the sale price for this land, and then when they're using it for infrastructure development, they go ahead and invest it into the infrastructure development of that estate. And what is being recognized and sent to the center will be what the difference between the sale of the land and the infrastructure development, which is the net. The state was reporting net revenue. So, but now we're capturing everything into the center and then redistributing it. So there's accountability and transparency. So if you hear Enugu State's IGR is growing in geometric progression, it's not because people are taxed or being given excessive taxes. It's correct accountability that is now taking place. Thank you.